Hello everyone, welcome in, welcome back. These messages ride in on the frequency of love for the highest good. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. If this is your first time with the channel, welcome in. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm hearing this energy that's coming through here around like it's like this is the one, or you're the one, or like yeah, like this is the one. So that's specific for someone. I just heard like this is the one, this is the one. So maybe it's an idea or a person, a relationship, or a job, or an investment, or some kind of like wish, some vision. Something has been revealed to you, something, and then now it's like this is the one. This is the one. So that's significant for someone. So this will be for, you know, take what resonates. Friendship, interesting. This could be around like a friendship of some kind. Maybe like this is the one specific like soulmate partnership that's coming through, that's like, oh, that will be completing all of it. Yeah, like this is the one. Oh, okay, like you're finding the one. Okay, now I'm feeling like this is a love reading. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Okay, we're gonna go with that direction. So this is like someone who like really takes up all of that energy though. That's like a friend to you, and you are a friend to them, but in a way that like you're more than friends, obviously. And there's this trust that's coming through here. Trust comes through. I don't know if you can read that. It says trust. Interesting. 16 and 17. Wow. So this is like just a progression of 16, 17. And then also like 17 to 16, that like falling into one another, or falling into self in order like to be a friend, to make a friend, to have a friend, to like, that's what love is. Like that's really what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like this all-encompassing thing here. So maybe for someone here, this message is very specific, that for a soulmate partnership that's coming in here, what I'm hearing is that like it's all encompassing, it's all natural, it's all encompassing in the loving. Okay, so I put stormy in reverse, so I'm getting that like the battle's over, or going to be over. And again, I live by a airplane, and I live by an airplane. That was an airplane, and I live by an airport. So I'm seeing the stormy in reverse. It's like, yeah, this has been a struggle, like a battle of some kind, to be a friend to yourself, is what I'm hearing. 21 could be significant. There you go, confirmation on my email there. Yeah, it's been a battle to be a friend for yourself. I'm going to go into that channel here for a minute, and that stormy feeling inside of yourself, and not even feeling worthy really to have a friend, huh? Or really feeling worthy to trust others, to be a friend. And like maybe it's possible that like the way that you've been a friend in the past didn't feel good for you either. So you're like, you don't even, there's an energy too here around like, well, you deserve a friend. So like you've been such a friend, but now you're like, I want a friend who's gonna be a friend to me. Like, but it's almost like you're standing on that in a way that is almost like a stubborn trust of like faith, instead of the stubborn trust of another, right? To like fulfill that need for you. You're like, no, I deserve it, and like you show me, someone else show me, right? Soulmate show me, universe show me, spirit show me. And you're trusting with time that is going to happen, but you're also open to it happening. You have to be open to it as well. And that's what I'm getting, the residual energy here around like this feeling that you're not safe to trust another person, to love another person, whether it's a friend or soulmate partnership, a loving partnership, to some degree. Like that makes total sense based on the energy I'm feeling here, because the distrust is so that may have been a cause of the storm. Something that was like a lack of trust like went down, or your trust was broken, and it created some kind of stir up and that is passing, and there's this beautiful energy, like almost like the storm's clearing and you've got that rainbow, and at the end of the rainbow is just like that beautiful pot of gold that you've been waiting for, and like your soulmate is like right there with it. And it's one of these things where your soulmate is going through these storms of their own too right now, so you can't be with each other at this moment. If you're not with each other right now, for whoever this message is for, I'm gonna just go ahead and like assume that whoever's listening to this, like, either this, you're taking this as a friendship reading, or you are like open or becoming more open to a soulmate partnership, and this reading is confirmation that like that's coming in for you at some point in your timeline here, and it's feeling soon because the energy is so clear, the channel is clear is what I'm hearing. And so with that, I actually want to pull a little Pokemon card here. We got Weeping Bell. Wow, okay, we haven't had Weeping Bell here yet on the channel. Poison Powder, or that I remember, I don't know. Poison Powder, okay. It spits out poison powder and immobilizes the enemy, and then finishes the enemy with a spray of acid. Dang, girl. Yeah, resistance, razor leaf as well, so that sharp edges as well as that poison powder. So now I'm really understanding a little bit more about that distrust, because if you developed these defenses, then that must have really kept you separate from, or feeling separate from the world somehow, even in circumstances where you aren't, you know, which is frequent for whoever you are, you know. So frequently, I guess, for whoever you are. And I guess like if you do identify with like being a hermit, it's like the energy of you interacting with the world is like so fucking palpable that even in those short moments, those small moments, those bursts, like I literally am sitting here with like power here on the top of the deck, those bursts of power, or those moments of like friendship and like just presence and energy that you give over is a beautiful, powerful, potent energy that people admire and they adore. And it is also this thing that like I think when you've overextended that light, it only left you with your own like, you know, poison power and razor edges to, and weeping bell, these weeping, shameful, sad qualities as well possibly, but it left you with these for yourself, like, and so it didn't allow you to be this friend to yourself, this soulmate to yourself. And I'm just really getting that that's all really, you're shifting so much of that perspective right now, even if you don't feel like you're actively making any changes in your life. Just the fact that you're engaging with this type of energy, right? This type of energy exchange here with me in this space is evidence that you are healing at lightning speed, because you are choosing to rewire your heart and mind and your tapes in this way. You're like choosing to do the work, and the work is this quiet for you the work is this quiet internal reckoning. And it's like your energy is like giving me this thing where you're like like you don't think that anyone knows you very well, you know what I mean? You don't think any, like, there are these things about yourself here in this reading that you haven't even told anyone, that you've never shared with anyone for someone here. You know, that you're like sitting there like, damn, like, yeah, I know this. Like, whatever this is that like this man's picking up on right now is like the end of a cycle, and it must be wanting to come through for you. And so if you're holding on to these, like, I'm seeing like dark corners of this trust, okay, card. So if there are any dark corners here, I'm feeling that there are dark corners. I'm saying if there are, but there are, for whoever you are. And I say that with loving, I say that with friendship and love, you know, and no judgment at all. You know, friendship. no love at all, but this is the energy, I mean, you know, no judgment at all love. And then this is the energy that is coming through here, 10-10 on the timer, around the energy that wants to close out with the full moon here, the full moon and the closing of the cycles. I know I just said that, but I'm just seeing more and more cycles wanting to close out, the more that you can like bravely face these dark corners of yourself, right? And like just get really, really gentle with yourself while you face that, and understand that like this is where your true power lies. It's underneath these contracted, old, outdated judgments and misbeliefs that you're learning to let go of, and like apply compassion to, and apply gentle kindness and loving kindness toward for yourself. And then you can work toward like reframing how you're seeing yourself, because you're witnessing that those judgments and that contracted energy is no longer who you are, and it never was in the first place. 11-11 on the timer. Burp for confirmation. So whoever this is that you're going to be coming into friendship, lovership, soulmate partnership, you know, creative endeavor, business endeavor, whatever, I don't know, like I can't be certain here. This energy is kind of broad right now in terms of like the person, or like the soul that you're attracting. I don't know what they're going to be for you. That's going to be more of a question that you're going to have to answer. However, there's a deep trust here, and there's a deep surrender, and there's a deep like power, admiration, adoration, respect. There's a lot of respect here, and that's a great thing. You deserve that. Remember that. 12-12 on the timer as I looked up. Of course, respect, 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 respect for oneself, and then like almost commanding that everywhere you go in the world, and being that friend to yourself first. And just like how you would back up your bestie in any kind of argument, you'd be like, no, like put yourself first, you know what I mean? And like now you're your bestie. Okay, you're that pit bull in the corner, that little, or whatever it is. Maybe it's just a little chihuahua in the corner, like yip 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 yip. You know what I mean? Just egging them on, but like egging you into like your intentional power. You know what I mean? And you can consider me like your platonic bestie brother on the internet who loves to read energy here and guide you through this, because I feel like it's like that's the energy that's coming through here too, is like this familial energy here too, where it's just reminding you, like spirit wants to remind you who the fuck you are, bro, sis, non-binary collective, whoever you are, like you deserve this, you are worthy of this. And if you are closed off in this like physical timeline, and wherever you are, whenever you're receiving this message, it's very possible that you don't feel like you have a lot of community or friendships or relationships and stuff. The energy of trust. And then I just want to let you know that these storms are completely lifting and clearing, and you can see clearly now. The rain is gone, and I have not sang here in a minute, so I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I can see all obstacles I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. One more time. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I shouldn't have done it the last time. I should have just left it. It's okay. Alright. Guys, this was a fun little reading. I'm so glad you're learning to be a friend of yourself. This is a beautiful thing, okay? You're a beautiful thing. You're a beautiful thing. We're a beautiful thing together, even when the weather is low. Oh, I put the stormy card away. The weather is low. We're a beautiful thing. You're a beautiful thing together, even when the weather... Bye, guys.